Association, 9,000 officers. Phoenix Law Enforcement Association, 2,700 officers. Mesa, Glendale, Chandler, Scottsdale, Tempe, police associations. Highway Patrol Association. Border Patrol Association. Folks, the only divisiveness in this bill is between those who believe in the law and those who don't believe in the laws. Enough is enough. In fact, your Phoenix Law Enforcement Association, the Arizona Police Association, just spent some time with Eric Holder back in Washington, D.C. over this bill. Defended it ardently. Demanded that they recognize, and they went through very carefully. I had some great conversations while they were in D.C. telling me after the meeting. And I'll tell you, they stood tall, they believe in the law, and like them, folks, I've been in law enforcement most of my life, former chief deputy in the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. I know the value of handcuffs. I believe handcuffs are a great tool. Get them off the good guy, put them on the bad guy though. Let's take our handcuffs off from law enforcement. We're going to put them on those who break the law. We make no apology for demanding our laws be enforced. Anyway, I want to thank you one more time. Tell you how much I appreciate you turning out. Some of you came a long way.
Yeah.
No, thank you. This would not be possible without patriots. But again, folks, I mentioned I'm a Republican. It really has nothing to do with most of this. Well, it does when you're elected. Not one Democrat voted for this bill. Yet 58% of Democrats support it. 61% of Hispanics support it. 86% of Republicans support it. 65% of independents support it. Apparently this bill is controversial, but all the officers being killed is not. The cost in billions of dollars apparently is not controversial. Every time we read a newspaper article, they talk about Arizona controversial bill. Controversial with whom? Not we, the majority of Americans who endorse it strongly across this entire nation. I'm working with 18 states that are drafting legislation modeled after 1070. I'm actually working with 34 states who believe they would like to do the same thing. But 18 of them are actually drafting legislation. It will be the law of the land. We're not waiting on Washington, D.C. We're not waiting on the ineptness of that group of people. Gangster government, Chicago-style politics. And by the way, my apology to a couple of the folks out here from Chicago I talked to. You're not well represented because you're right. You have a heart. You believe in it. Your representatives apparently don't, though. But God bless you. Stand strong. We are going to take back America one state at a time. It's our country. It's our law. It's our flag. It's our language. And we're going to stand for it. God bless you. Thank you. And thank you for being here today. Okay, just a reminder, I said 61% of Hispanics support this law, and he wants to make sure you understand that it's probably a bigger number than that when you talk about illegal, because when they pull you, they don't ask whether you're a citizen or not. For legal Hispanics, it's probably a much greater number than 60%. They are behind this law. They've seen the damage. They live in some of these neighborhoods where they're the most injured. In fact, just real quick, and I was in there, I'm sorry. When Judge Neil Wake ruled that the employer sanctions law was legal. By the way, we were sued on that by the same people, been to court 5 times. I appreciate one of the comments he made that really resonated with me. He said, of all people that are the most injured by our failure to enforce this law are the minorities, who count the most on the laws being enforced because they are the most harmed. And that's a fact. All of us suffer from it, but that group of people probably suffer in terms of job loss, in terms of their neighborhoods, and we need to recognize that they are on our side. They live firsthand with some of the damage and the carnage by the gangs. And again, do you know the 20% across that border are already convicted, have already criminal convictions? Dr. Kaufman says 10 a day come across that border that are sexual predators. I just had a hearing from the ranchers down there from Sassabee to Douglas, to span that entire border, come up after Rob Krentz was murdered to tell their story. They said things are as bad or worse on that border than they've ever been. And they're 4, 5, 6 generation ranchers on that border. Their dogs are killed, their throats are cut, their cattle are slaughtered, their fences are torn down, their water lines are broken, their houses are boarded up like the 1800s, like a John Wayne movie. They said enough is enough. One family, 18 burglars, 3 home invasions, 3 cars stolen. You knock on their door and they tell them we're going to be in the area. If you call the police, we'll come back and kill you and your family. So now they're not only afraid to call, they're scared to death somebody else is going to call. Folks, this is America. There's no excuse to live like that. And there's no excuse to continue to have the failed promises, the drive-by statements by politicians who don't have the courage or the guts or the integrity to stand by the rule of law and the American people. And again, thank you and God bless you. Senator Pearce, thank you so much.